Welcome everyone. This is Mike from zozostockwatch.com, and this is going to be your stock watch list and market talk for January 10th. Let's go ahead and take a look at the futures right now. It's about 23 minutes after 6 p.m. Eastern Time, my time. Dow futures are drifting down a little bit as the futures open up. It's early in futures trading overnight session. Futures are down 36. S&P futures are down about 4, and NASDAQ futures down about 10 in once again early trading in the futures session. Let's go ahead and look at some of the unusual call activity courtesy of the trade exchange. For unusual call activity, we had ET, HL, RBS, COG, PDD, a China name there, and IQ. Later in the day, got some unusual call activity in IQ, another China name there. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way, and we'll go ahead and bring over our news box from the trade exchange for today. After the market closed, we did get some earnings. We had FC earnings per share revenue beat, WD 40, WDFC earnings per share in line revenue beat. KB Homes came out with earnings per share beat by 3 cents, revenue in line. So a few earnings came out after the bell. Costco reported net sales after the bell. You can read that for yourself if you pause the video. Bed Bath & Beyond earnings per share beat by 2 cents, revenue miss for Bed Bath & Beyond, BBBY. That stock, sorry about that. BBBY is up in the after hours, traded up to 15, pulling back a little bit. Let's check out Costco with their store sales, perking up a little bit in the after hours. KBH also up in the after hours. WDFC, WD40, that stock trailing down a little bit in the after hours. Some top insider purchases that came out after the bell tonight. We had SSP and DISH, both of those with some unusual insider purchases posted in the trade exchange this evening. Okay, we'll go ahead and get this out of our way, and let's go ahead and take a look at some of the SPY action today. A little bit of selling going into the close here as we're inching our way up to this 260 level, 2600 on the S&P cash wise, 2600, 260 so important. That's kind of where we got this breakdown on the sell-off. So we're coming back up to near that number, that 260 area. We had held it once for support. We held it back here for support. So we're drifting up to May. We also have a 200 SMA and a 100 SMA, which are sloping to the downside. Like I said, the 50 SMA is also sloping to the downside here. So this is going to be a big test. Now, we've had a nice run. It's about 10% or so off of the lows here. So maybe the market is due for a little bit of a pullback. Test is in order as you've climbed this big kind of V bottom here. Let's see what wants to happen with the markets. Now, there are some really nice bright spots in the market. We'll go over those in a little bit. So the wall battle continues. The government shutdown continues. The China trade talks continue. The Dow Jones was up 91 points today. The SPX was up 11, and the NASDAQ headed higher today as the stock market headed higher again today. 77 stocks in the SPX have had gains of about 8% or more. 173 in the SPX have gained about 5% or more. So just pointing that out. And once again, we are coming up to a declining 50 SMA. Lennar had a good day. The CEO was out with positive comments on Lennar, home builder that reported earnings today. So big push up in Lennar, and KBH, like I said, was up quite a bit today after hours tonight. So the CEO said that there was an uptick in traffic for Lennar. We also had STZ Constellation Brands came out with earnings this morning, and that stock took a hit, as you can see here. That 150 150 area held. It bounced off of that. Here's the intraday chart. You can see the sell-off once those earnings hit the tape that sold off but bounced off that 150 area. Let's go ahead and look at some of the markets here. As I said, the Dow Jones and everything, we had some good green markets today, maybe coming up to some resistance now. Let's go ahead and look at the percent for the week, for the day, sorry. The USO was up over 5% for the day. Oil itself, light sweet crude oil, was up over 5% for the day. The marijuana ETF MJ had a good 4% gain for the day. We had Nugget up today, JNUG up today, so some of the gold ETFs were up today. KWEB, the China Internet ETF, was up over 3% for the day. Everything else was up either 2% or 1%. To the downside, let's see, we lost more steam in the VIX. The dollar dropped a little bit. The IYR dropped fractionally for the day. We'll just go through a couple of alerts that I did in the service today. We had quite a few more, but we had a very good day trading today. We nailed this Intel trade. We alerted that in our pre-market prep to watch Intel over 48.05. Got over this 48.05 spot. You could see it was basing that 48 area. Got up over 48.05 and got up to over 48.50 on that one. Another alert we did in the room was CGC over 3065 CGC. We called this one. It had pulled back. Now I trade off a 2-minute chart, but I'm showing you a 5-minute chart here. It had pulled back at the open, then reversed. We got this reversal back up through VWAP. The entry was called over the microphone and typed in the room over 3065. It does that right here, and it was off to the races all day, and it's actually moving higher in the after hours. I would imagine it's moving up because the CEO, I believe, is currently on Kramer's show tonight being interviewed. So CGC, we're still in some of this. This is a day trade that became a swing trade in a good way. So I'm still holding some shares of this. You can see this nice move that we had in CGC. At one point, we were going after the SDS, which is the inverse of the SPY. We made a little bit of money on that on the SDS. We traded ATOS today. We also traded APHA. We got in APHA on the break of 660, and I believe the stock APHA went up to about 80.90. So we got about 30 cents on this trade on APHA. So that was a few of the trades that we did in the service today at zozostockwatch.com. So let's go ahead and look at some stocks I'll be watching for tomorrow. I'll be watching ACB. This is another cannabis play. Watching the MJ also. Maybe this, if this pulls back from the 50 SMA, might be looking for an entry. Wanted to pull back a little bit, but watching a ACB intraday tomorrow. You can see it's trying to push up and out. It's been basing this $5 area on ACB. We had over 16 million shares traded in this name. So this will be on watch for tomorrow. Another name I'll have on watch is ACST, starting to get this continuation move on ACST. 1.1 million shares came into this name. If it can get up over this $1.10 area, keep an eye on that one. APHA, this one starting to make that turn back up here on APHA. 7 million shares came into that one. We did get a trade out of this this afternoon, so I'll be watching it again to see if there's any kind of setup in it. ATOS, we traded this one for a small trade. I think we got about a dime out of this trade today. Big volume came into ATOS. They gapped it up this morning. Yeah, we got this pop right here when it took out 0.80, popped up to about 0.90 on ATOS. So I'll have this on watch again for tomorrow. BBBY, Bed Bath and Beyond. We'll see if there's any more in the tank. Now it closed at 12 and change, drove all the way up to 15. Maybe some shorts trapped in this now. So I'll have that triple BY on watch. Triple CL will be on watch. Still in this kind of flagging pattern on this name. The high today on this was 170. Maybe if we can get up over that 175, 180 area on this name. So keep that triple CL on watch. CEI. I'll be watching this one. Oil has been moving up. There's been some nice moves in this CEI, so I'll keep this on watch for tomorrow. Small little oil stock. CGC, this one, like I said, we got a really nice trade, but the daily's setting up real nice. Maybe it needs to pull back a little bit after that big pop up today, but CGC will be on watch. Actually heading even higher now in after hours. CRMD. This one, I still think it needs to take out that 180 area up here on CRMD. It's still holding above the 5 EMA, 1.6 million shares on CRMD, so that one remains on watch. After hours, I saw some of the shippers popping up. DCIX moving up, GLBS was moving up in after hours, PXS also moving up in after hours, and TOPS. TOPS is another shipper that was moving up after hours. So I'll have some of the shippers on watch for tomorrow. Some of these small little oil stocks were popping up a little bit. GBR was moving up, so this will be on watch. Another small little oil stock was SAEX. A lot of fits and starts in it, but going into the close, strong close here and holding up in the after hours on SAEX. You see that expanding volume that came in on the daily chart here for SAEX, so that'll be on watch for tomorrow. I saw UXIN maybe trying to make a bottom here on UXIN, so I'll watch it intraday. It had popped up and then sold off going into the close. So we'll see on that one, UXIN. What else will I be watching? PED had a pop up today. This is another small little oil stock. Keep that one on watch. HMIX had a good day. Now we're coming up to this 50 SMA. As you can see, it gets up above the 50 SMA briefly and then comes right back down. So here we are testing the 50 SMA. The high on this and the 50 SMA, the high is 410. The 50 SMA is at 407. Nice volume, over 6 million shares. So we'll see if there's any kind of continuation move on this name, HIMX, maybe over that 410 spot for that one. KBH will be on watch for tomorrow. Another home builder will be PHM, Pulte Homes, which has had a really nice run. So that one feels a bit chasey to me on the daily. NKTR has been holding up okay and turning the corner here. Volume 2.5 million shares. That'll be on watch intraday on NKTR. Another name I'll be watching is VFHC. This one had that big move up the other day. It pulled back, so I'll have it on watch to see if it wants to make a move. Another one I might be watching for a bounce is AXSM. Now we had this big move up the last few days. It's pulling back a little bit. Actually, I would love it to pull back to about this 650 area for AXSM. We'll see. So that one will be on watch. NEO will be on watch. Maybe trying to turn the corner here. KNDI. I did not trade this one in the service today. KNDI had big expanding volume in it. This is a China electric auto manufacturer, Chinese auto manufacturer, electric cars, KNDI. So I'll be watching that one. But I want to see if this NEO wants to play catch-ups, NIO. So that one will be on watch for tomorrow. Let me see if there's any that I left off. I think that's pretty much it for the watch list. If you want to throw in VERI, this one moving up in the after hours on VERI, so keep that on watch. Small little oil stock that is under $1 is trying to turn the corner. Weatherford International looks interesting. U.S. Steel, still watching to see if we can get above this recent high back here of 21.20, maybe 21.25 can get U.S. Steel going. We are starting to get above that 50 spot on the RSI down here on my indicators. And that's pretty much it. That's the watch list. We're going to have to see, what the SPY wants to do as we've gotten this nice bottoming here as we get closer to supply here. Are these folks that, are they going to sell us back down? We are due for a little bit of a pause in the SPY, so we'll see what happens over the course of the next few days. All right, this is Mike from zozostockwatch.com. Have a very nice evening. Thanks for the support of the channel, and we'll be back at it with another video not until Sunday. All right, so no more videos until Sunday, and we'll have a let's get ready for the week ahead and another stocks to watch video for you. Have a great night.